Hello and welcome to another interesting edition of Political Talk with Ubong Osoro on Housing TV Africa. I'm super excited to have this privilege of always bringing you discussions about the innovations, about the policies of government and what is going on in Nigeria. And that is what we are going to be talking about today. We want to make sense of this discussion, how we can move our country forward. Nigeria is a great country. Nigeria is a country that has lots of potential, but sometimes we struggle with these things. And on this show, we bring experts, we bring people to actually share ideas how we could move the country forward. Welcome to the show. Let's go for a short break. And when we're back, we'll go straight to our discussion for today.
Get credible and authentic housing news at your fingertips by downloading the Housing TV mobile app. You can also join the African International Housing Show live from across the globe through the Housing TV mobile app. The mobile app features live streaming and trending housing news. You can locate the AIHS venue via the app, network with AIHS seasoned speakers, and live chat with exhibitors. You can also order house or building materials at AIHS via this app. Download the Housing TV mobile app now from the App Store and Google Play Store. And don't forget to click on the notification button. Available for both iOS and Android users. Housing TV is also on Star Times, channel 149 decoder.
All right, so today on the show, we are going to be examining the governance structure, policies, and leadership effectiveness of Nigeria, testing it vis-a-vis some of the other countries we have in the world, and particularly the continent called Europe. We have somebody called George Adekunle, who is actually a public affairs analyst, who is going to be helping us make sense of all of this. Hello, George. How are you? How are you today?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you.
Which of the countries are you in Europe?
I'm presently United Kingdom, precisely England.
Okay, in the UK. Let's talk about you. You've been in Nigeria. I guess you grew up in Nigeria.
Yeah, almost all through my life, I was in Nigeria.
Okay, so let's start. How's the experience been being in Nigeria and being in the UK? What's it like?
Yeah, I think it's been interesting. Back home, home is home. Nevertheless, there are challenges. Yeah, I think it's been but interesting. Back we've home, been grown up from the home is home, and we keep the fight, and we never fail back home. But and when the opportunity we grown up from the street, and we keep the fight, and we never fail back home. Badly like us. And when the opportunity brings the differences to travel, we travel, and here in UK, we're not doing badly like us. So but the difference is still the same.
I know in the UK we have the crown and all of that, but we've had with the current prime minister, we've had some back and forth with the different parties, trying to compete and all of that. Let's talk about political stability compared to Nigeria. Can you discuss that for us, for somebody who's tested the two sides of the coin?
I think politicians are the same everywhere. And when you compare the aspect of the UK, because I came in during the election, the last election, the present prime minister, which is Starmer, was making a lot of promise for the people before coming. So in the process of him coming, getting the winning the votes, all the promise also went into voicemail like Tapa's back home also. So, but nevertheless, he's still there as the prime minister, and the opposition are doing their job very well. In the conservative are pulling. The Reform UK is also pulling, and they still there. Looking at back home too, the reality is the part that in politicians, like I said, politicians are all the same. Home too, they will tell us a lot of sweet things that will make you to vote for them. And after the votes, when they got to the office, the reality is different because now they see the hook and the money that is available, realizing that all the promises that we make will not be able to be visible. So we have to live the reality. Thank you.
One of the things that concern many Nigerians, and in fact, one of the reasons why many Nigerians travel to the UK and other countries, is in search of economic opportunities. People, talk about the fact that we don't have enough opportunities in Nigeria. We have a population of more than 200 million people. Successive governments talk about job employment, unemployment, and all of this. Can you talk to us about the issue of economic opportunities in Nigeria and in Europe?
Yeah, I think when you want to compare the two, it's not the same. And the reason is because in the Europe, the economic is large, opportunities are bound. While in Nigeria, we've been sleeping for civil since independence. So comparing two is different. But the fact remains that here in UK or here in Europe, there are a lot of jobs for you to do. Even if you are not educated, you fit in one activities or the other. Why back home, it is not like that. You must know one or two person because the opportunity that is available is not enough. So everybody is struggling for the little one that is available. But here in UK, there are many jobs. You don't need to know anybody. Just be there. You'll be called. The job is there for you to do, except you are lazy.
Wow. Okay. Um, w- w- do you have a reason for that? Because come on, we've been an independent country for so long, and we have all of the resources that we would have used to get to that point. Do you have a reason why Nigeria seems to be struggling with opportunities?
I think we should not forget the fact that we should not forget the fact that the white supremacy is still there. They colonize us, so they've been ahead of us in many in the technology aspect of lives. So we are just catching up. Even the natural resources we are talking about that we have back under the ground, we don't even have the technical know how to extract it. So they are still the ones showing us the way. So we are learning, but I think the government we are having presently is doing a bit of challenge. Before the crude is being stolen, there are a lot of boy bunkering happening in the Niger Delta, where even the former president Buhari exposed through Tompolo agency that they exposed about 4 kilometers of pipeline that have been exposed. Now in our waterway, stealing of crude oil is not easy as before. And that is a plus. So with this, if we have the right leaders in place, I believe we can do better. I believe now when you compare the economic indices that is coming up back in Nigeria, shows that we are not doing badly. Because as at the last 2004, we have the economic growth of 3.4%. I said that's never happened like that. For a government that is coming in from poorly in debts, both obligation debts and foreign debt and domestic debt. But now things is picking up. Even there is a projection now that in 2005, Nigeria economy will grow by 4.7, 4.17% of our GDP. So I think we are not doing badly, but at least we start very late, no doubt. But I believe with the right leaders in place, we have a lot of places to go.
All right. So the next question will be concerning the issues of rule of law, because it affects investors, coming into your country. They want to know that your judiciary is actually very fair. Compare the judicial system for us in the UK and in Nigeria.
Hmm. I think when you look at the rule of law, the issue is that many of time the people on the street compare the law with morality. The law is divine. When you present your evidence, the judge will make a judgment based on your evidence. Let's cite an instances where the Supreme Court decided the case of Fubara, that the Fubara should revert back to what? To the beginning of his administration by all the commissioners that have been appointed, all the special advisors that have been appointed should all go, then go back to the House of Assembly to present your budget and submit the list of your commissioners. But now the people on the system, no, it must be bias, it must be this. That is what, because what the law identifies, four, if four cannot be greater than 20, the remaining 26. Okay, there are some things that here you don't even need to come, because if the case is not in your favor, there's no point of view. If your evidence is not substantive enough, there is no evidence. Like in the newspaper this morning, a Chinese guy was arrested for a lot of atrocity, rapes of ladies. The police are still doing the investigation. Now they put this picture on the front page of the I still have it on the front page of the newspaper today that anybody that has evidence to nail him should come up. Such system we don't have. You got the law now. So these are the differences between two of us. They follow the rule, not emotion. Not that because he has been raping, so therefore he must be arrested. There must be evidence. And if the evidence is not substantive enough, but in our own case, people want to sit in their own without presenting the evidence, and they want justice. It's never done that way because the judge is blind.
So I'm asking, is the law fairer? Is the law more unbiased? Because so many people argue that today the law seems to have some degree of biases here and there. Is the law more unbiased in the UK than in Nigeria?
The difference is still the same. There is no bias. The law is fair to everybody, and it is objective.
All right, so let's talk about citizen participation in processes, in governance, in electioneering, in all of these civic processes. I don't know if you had any of this, maybe driver's license or national ID or whatever before you left Nigeria. So many persons on the road may not even have the national ID or the driver's license. Let's talk about citizen participation. You've encountered some elections in Nigeria, maybe 1999, 2007, and the rest of the other elections. You see on election day, people are playing football on the streets. What's the rate of citizen participation in electioneering in the UK? You mentioned that you arrived during the electioneering period in the UK and in Nigeria.
I think when it comes to the aspect of the election, the view is the same likewise, because here in the UK, the olders people are more of the voters, while the young ones they are not aware of the system. Even the politicians here, they are more afraid of the old people because they are the voters. You get it now? So back home, we are not doing badly. At least we still have some little of youths who are politically conscious, ready to vote, while we still have some large number who are not politically conscious, not ready to vote. So it's almost the same. But the fact remains that when the awareness is there and the people knows what they want, then they will be able to vote for whoever they want to vote for. And I think, the aspect of the country also matters because we've been divided in a lot of we have been divided in many ways. We have been divided religiously. We have been divided tribe. So if my tribe is not on the election, then there's no need for me to vote. So I think that also changed because when you look at the last election now, we have both the three candidates are coming from the major political. So it was a parcel for everybody. So I see that there are a lot of change compared to the last election where we have the life of Buhari and the Atiku. So majorly election in the East was low-key. But now with the present last election, we can see that Obi is coming from the East. Atiku Tinubu is coming from the Southwest. So it was a balanced field. So everybody was on whoever they have interest to support.
Talking about the last election, we had Peter Obi winning in Lagos State, supposedly the stronghold of President Ahmed Tinubu. But let's go for a short break, Mr. George Adekunle, and when we come back, I'll take you on social amenities. What is the level of enjoyment or access to social amenities in Nigeria and in the UK? Let's go for a short break.
Are you an estate developer, building materials manufacturer, or home interior decor expert looking to connect with a high-quality audience and take your business to the next level? Join us at the Africa International Housing Show, AIHS 2025, taking place at the Transcorp Hilton, Abuja. to the 31st, 2025. This premier event offers a platform to elevate your brand and connect with people with buy capacity that will bring you good sales during the course of the program. Networking opportunities with influential government and political leaders, CEOs of international financial organizations, and industry experts from Nigeria and across Africa. Access to manufacturers from over 21 countries showcasing cutting-edge products and services. Insights into innovative solutions and strategies to drive growth in the housing sector. Secure your spots today and register at www.africahousingshow.com or call 0916 500 0000. Don't miss this chance to elevate your business and connect with the who is who in the housing industry. Be there.
All right, welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is Political Talk on Housing TV Africa. My name is Wongso and I am your host for the show. And we have Adekunle George, who is actually a public affairs analyst based in the UK, talking to us. Adekunle, let's go to social amenities. I know in the UK you pay for gas, you pay for electricity, you pay your house rent, maybe, I don't know where you are, maybe £800 or £1,000 or thereabout. And people seem to say, okay, I go to Europe because of the amenities, the health facilities, the water, and all of that. Somebody even told me that you rarely even see, what we call bottled waters. People drink from their taps and all of that. Let's talk about the disparity in social amenities in the UK and in Nigeria for somebody who's tested both worlds.
No, I think when you compare the two, I think UK is better. But I think we should correct this notion. There are so many things that we have been told that they are not true. We have different brand of, there are many brand of bottled waters here in UK. You understand? Sometimes when there are issues, the road can be blocked. In UK, we have been told that it is in UK when they are constructing road, the contractor will make a way. All this is fallacy. It happens when there is an accident, the road will be blocked. You'll find your way out. They get it. So the reality is the social amenity, like the tap water, is working. There is light, constant light, security, good, but there are still inches here and there. At least security of life is sure. So there are some cities I don't want to mention where I am specifically. We are still instances of phone snatching. We have the saga when I think what's it called? Badnock was raising some issue that there are issues, but compared to us, I think the gap is just too wide. And we should not forget the fact that this is a rich economy. So while ours is still a poor economy, so we are just coming up. There are a lot of unemployment is high.
What makes it a poor economy after how many years?
Yes, when we say the poor economy, when you compare the economic of Europe, for instance, it's talking about $16 trillion. Nigeria is just $568 billion economy. So it's not even half. It's not even 17 or times 18 of our economy. So and what is the number? The population is less than 45 million. When we are talking, that's only in the United Kingdom. While the whole of Europe is talking about 450 million people. But in Nigeria, we are talking about as of now, we are now 211 million people. So when you compare that, and when you look, the level of education also matters. An opportunity that is available is also important, because the point is we have been having a lot of backlog of failures of governments in the past. So we should, and the mistake many of our people forget is we're now shifting the blame to whoever that is trying to correct the error. Now the present government are trying a lot of steps to come up with a lot of strategy that will keep the economy. And that is why you find the likes of Modi from India coming to Nigeria, the like of the president of Brazil inviting the president. So if this is not doing so, there are some things that are right. You will not such. Nobody wants to associate themselves with a failure.
All right. Let me take you on the last question. Sorry, we are running out of time. Let's talk about education. Most Nigerians leave to the UK because of education. the standard of education is way better on paper. Maybe you have something different to tell us. Although we have more British schools coming into Nigeria now, I don't know, some very high class British schools, especially in the secondary school sector, is coming to Nigeria these days. But education seems to be more better in Britain. In 30 seconds, can you do that comparison for us?
I think the truth of the matter is when you compare the education in UK, it's highly expensive. Highly expensive. But if you go and get an inquiry for a 1 year program, you can be talking of 16,000 pounds, 20,000 pounds. But you compare that to Nigeria, you're talking of millions.
Because of inflation. If £1 was to be £1, that would have been 16,000 naira.
But do you realize that to realize the 16,000 pounds, you can't even, for you to even save it. So you must go and take the study with student loan. While I was back home, we can still go to school without taking any loan. Truly, you just oppose it. Or you can still school, you have to go to school without taking a loan. Here it's not possible for you to go to school without taking. That's why many of their young chaps are going into vocational training. But back home, everybody wants to be educated. Even those people don't have the capacity of being educated, want to be there. And we are turning out a lot of ignorant, like Professor Wale Cheka said, we are talking out of highly ignorant, novice people who don't even have what is happening in the society.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. George Adekunle, who is actually a public affairs analyst, a Nigerian who is based in the UK. We are so happy to have you on the show, and we hope that we'll have more time to talk to you because there are so many other issues we wanted to talk about, you know. Thank you so much for your patriotism and for loving Nigeria. I hope you'll be able to visit Nigeria in 2027 and vote for your choice of presidency.
I would love to be around to decide because our people needs to, we that we have been able to travel, we've been able to bring the good and the bad and the bad and the good to the people to tell them the reason why they need to support the better candidate so that the country can continue to move forward for the betterment of our generation that are coming behind us. Thank you so much.
All right, so yeah, we're running out of time and we really need to go now. Thank you, everybody, and that's the size of our show for today. Do have for yourself a wonderful day ahead. My name is Upong Usora, and this is Housing TV Africa. Bye for now.